All right, welcome back to another Japan Book Hunter, and today I'm here with my good friend, the Nostalgia King, Skeme Richards, back again for your third time.
Third time this year
In Japan.
Yes.
It's been a wild ride as a friendship with you, man. Like, we met each other back in 2023, and since then, you've been out here every year.
Every year, 3-4 times. Yeah, last year, 4 times. Last year.
Man,
so, and I always have to stop by here and check out you, and see what's going on.
Oh, dude, we have similar collecting interests.
Yes.
Like, we both like books. We both like Japanese, like, anime, figures, culture in general, movies, like a little bit of everything. Music. I mean, if you haven't gotten one, you gotta get his Wu-Tang. There's probably none left. But those Wu-Tang, man, mixtapes are the shit.
Yeah, but you know what? I might have to repress those.
Yeah, man, those are fun, man. Those are on regular rotation here. Especially when I do game night with the boys. They're always like, bust out that Skeme Wu, man.
That's perfect.
Since I'm a big collector, you're a big collector, then been doing any collecting while you're out here?
Always. It's like Japan is just like the home of collectors. And a crazy story, a friend of mine once told me, he said, you know what? If you collect paper clips, there's someone out here that collects better paper clips than you. So it's it. So, I'm out here buying records, buying art, buying posters, buying manga, of course.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm the manga man, so
yes.
Manga, art books, all that stuff. But again, with like there's a lot of overlap. We're both into retro 70s Japanese film or movie posters. I know you got pachinko machines. I got that my Devilman slot machine over there.
That's right.
Yeah, it's fun.
But Showa era. The Showa era was the best for everything, really. For music, art, culture, it was the best.
One thing that I know is that you travel around Japan a lot when you come here to DJ, of course, DJing different gigs. So you get outside of Tokyo. Tokyo has lost a lot of that Showa era vibe.
It has.
But when you get outside of the city into, like, we were talking earlier about like Fukuoka or Osaka or Nagoya or something like that, you get more of that Showa era vibe.
Because it's a slower pace. It's a slower pace. It's not the big city. So they're still living that life, and they're not like, there's no high-rise buildings and there's no like gentrification going on. It's still culture.
Yeah.
And we lose that with major cities, and it's happening around the world. Berlin, New York. It's not old New York anymore. It's like new New York. It's not the same.
It's sparkly Times Square with minions running around.
Exactly. So that's the thing. The countryside, you're always going to find culture. You're always going to find the goods.
Yeah.
And it's still the Showa era lifestyle.
You get those like retro like game centers, and they have like the old machines and the old neon lights.
Which you're not going to get here in
Tokyo
because everything is new. Let's get a new building. Like I was out in Nara Prefecture, up in the mountains.
Oh yeah.
And I got out there and I was like, whoa, this is like it was real Japan because no one speaks English.
Yep.
There's no English writing anywhere.
Nope.
And there's like the old pachinko places and the old arcades, and it's like, man, this has been here since the 70s, and you can tell it's not renovated.
Yeah.
The walls, you can see the cigarette smoke on the walls, and I'm like, that's the real.
That's the real right there. Yeah, man. Of course, like stuff that we collect, like you're into manga, you're into art books and stuff like that. Today, we're going to go out to Vanilla Gallery here in Tokyo for the Shirow Masamune Exhibition. Not Ghost in the Shell, but his W Tales and Greaseberries, the sexy stuff, the digital stuff that he has done later in his career. I was out at the exhibit. Did you hit the exhibition?
Yes.
For the Ghost in the Shell exhibition, they had the whole timeline of all of his works from the 80s up until Greaseberries and W Tales.
Right.
But they left that stuff out because they wanted to make it an all ages event.
Right.
So they kept out all the sexy stuff. But the exhibition we're going to go to today is everything that he did then on.
And we love the sexy.
The sexy stuff is fun, To be honest, like I'll ask you, digital art. I mean, like, of course, I like his, like old school Appleseed stuff. Like stuff that he hand drew, and of course, you saw the originals at the exhibition last summer, or his Black Magic stuff, or But when he moved on to digital art, I got a little bit bummed.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's still so good.
It's good because I think the subject matter is what makes it good. The sexiness is what makes it good.
Sexy with cyberpunk, cyberpunk sexy.
Everything's not going to translate doing it digital, but that works digital. Because I used to give B Moss a hard time about doing digital versus analog, and he'd be like, but I can do analog. That's the difference. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You can do analog. As a DJ, I'm vinyl. I'm all analog. I'm cassettes. I don't really want to do digital.
That's the thing. So I was saying I was just at a Boiler Room event here in Tokyo recently, and the lack of vinyl that I saw was almost disturbing, but then at the same time, it was done so well, and the music was so good that I kind of just had to throw that away, because I'm an analog guy myself.
Right.
You know, I have a solid record collection and stuff, and even though my techniques are in storage at the moment, like I appreciate the analog, but when it's digital is done well.
The presentation is everything. Digital made it easy for everyone to do it, but not everyone can do it.
And can do it.
And do it right. Yeah. So that's the thing. So I'm a stickler, but it translates very well digital, because once again, it's the subject matter. Yeah,
so if you get someone like a artist like Masamune, who is just a master.
Right.
And then he transfers that skill over to digital.
Right.
You can't hate on it.
You can't hate on it.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. The downside of digital, now there's no archives. There's no collectibles.
This is a good point.
There's no collectibles later.
So I had some friends ask me, and customers and friends ask me, when you're at the exhibition, can you pick up some original art for me? And I said, there's only signed prints. There's no original art, because it's all done digitally.
It's all done digitally.
None of it was drawn, you know?
Exactly.
So you got these high quality prints, maybe limited to 50 signed and numbered, but you're not going to get an original.
No. Granted, a 50 run is great, because there's only 50 in the world.
Yeah.
But there's something about having the original with the eraser marks,
the whiteout
marks. Like there's something special about that, because that's truly a one of one.
Yeah, and you're never gonna find it again.
You're never gonna find it again. So, but a 1 of 50, okay, depending on the artist, and it has to be signed.
It has to be signed.
Has to be signed
for sure. And if it's like once in a while, I'll find stuff when I'm out hunting in the streets that's unsigned, but I'm like, I kind of know this artist, or I'm going to run into him this year.
Right.
I might pick it up to get it signed.
Yes.
But if I don't think I'm going to run into that person,
because then it's just a print.
Then it's just a print.
And the value isn't in the print. The value is in the signature or the numbering of the print.
The numbering, right? Limited edition books signed and numbered, posters, prints, or you get the rad, like Hong Kong movie, whatever, Chow Yun-fat had a little signature in the corner or something like that.
That's the value.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm a stickler. Like I prefer originals over prints. But if the print is signed and it's a limited run, I'm for it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like the digital thing, and then so now it's gotten to the point where you have AI coming in. So it almost means like digital ain't that bad. Because
there's something worse now.
Yeah, because there's something worse, dude. Yeah. So then now you have AI that's like the trash of the trash.
That's the trash of the
trash. And it
trash.
makes the digital look good.
Yes.
At
so
least...
we're doomed. We're doomed in that aspect. So I appreciate people that still go the extra mile to do analog or now digital. Because of AI.
Well, another thing that I realized over the years of me being here in Japan for 23 years, meeting many artists and mangaka here in Japan, is they work such gnarly hours. Anything they can do to have a healthier lifestyle and reduce those hours a little bit, whether it be extra assistance or digital, what was a photo stats back in the day where they take a photo and draw over it, and pretty much tracing. But like, I'm not going to hate if it makes your day a little bit better, and I keep on getting this beautiful, artwork.
For me, it's just the value is in you actually touch that with your hand. That's the value for me as a collector. You touch this.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Probably translates the same way into music as well. If you listen to someone's music, or like, let's say even like a mixtape or something like that, and you're listening to it and it's blended well, and the selection, like, man, that track is a hard record to find.
So he did it, and it just worked.
Yeah.
And it's like, if there's a little stumble, it's human, it's analog.
Yeah. And you're like, and then you also, because you're such a deep collector, you know how much effort went into getting those tracks.
Yes.
Finding those 45s. Or whatever it might be,
Yeah. So analog all the way.
Yeah.
Digital if we have to.
Yeah.
Analog, never. AI.
Never. I mean, I used to be the same way with anime. If it wasn't hand-drawn anime, I wanted nothing to do with it, you know?
Right.
But now I've seen some really good digital anime. I mean, sometimes you get some stuff that's a bit janky.
Yeah.
And don't really care for it so much, but I get others. I've watched plenty of anime in the last 5 years that's...
Right, and it's beautifully done.
Yeah.
It's beautifully done. I'm still a stickler for that, like, late 80s, early 90s era, you know, the Fist of North Stars.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm still particular, but that's a nostalgic thing for us.
I know. I'm big into Sonoda lately, so like the Bubblegum Crisis, or you know, and I've been collecting a bunch of laser discs. And you go back and watch, like, you think like this is a 20-minute episode that was on TV, and you think about how many frames that they had to draw and paint to put that together,
right?
And into like one 20-minute episode. Yeah, mad respect.
That's a lot of, but it's the same with movies like Star Wars or Blade Runner, where they built sets.
Yeah.
Or Godzilla, the Godzilla movies, they built the sets.
I know. You can laugh at those rubber suits all you want, my friends. Yes. But they built those. There's some dude in there.
There was no air conditioning in there.
No air conditioning. You see those pictures of like someone pouring gasoline into the head of Godzilla?
Yes. But that's what I like. I like that. You know, and it showed like a craft. It showed, you know, a profession, and you building these little miniature sets to make it look giant.
I just saw that John Carpenter's going to do a follow-up to The Thing.
Oh, wow.
And they're going to do a part 2. And I was like, well, they better do like real SFX and know, because what made that movie so good was the practical effects.
Yes.
Right? If you make that digital, I'm going to blow up, man.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's the same thing now where there's like a shortage of jobs for stuntmen. Because there's green screen, there's like stuntmen aren't getting put on fire anymore.
No, the flame is all digital.
It's all digital. So that's why we're getting into this thing where we're losing jobs, we're losing professions, and crafts.
I know, and like how many Rick Bakers are there going to be in the future that know how to make an American Werewolf in London?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's going to be a lost skill.
It's a lost skill. It's a lost skill. I remember seeing a documentary, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago about the last sword maker in Japan. And he had like this one young apprentice who was trying to carry on tradition for him. But he was like the last of the guys that knew how to make swords.
So, and like it's highly illegal to even own a sword in Japan. You have to have a permit. When they got rid of the firearms, they got rid of the swords. When they got rid of the samurai, they got rid of the swords, you know? Like, and made it all government only, you know? But, so that's one aspect. Two, you can't buy them secondhand in the market. So because of that, there's so little demand for a sword maker.
Right.
That the sword maker's gone.
And they're gone. And they live someplace out in the mountains.
Yeah.
And, you know, neither one of them look like they've had a girlfriend in years. But this guy wanted to be a sword maker. So he wanted to follow under his master.
I used to live in, this is a kind of a side note, but I lived in an apartment in northern Tokyo years and years ago. And across the street from me was an old man that made tatami mats. He'd wake up in the morning, I'd go out there at 6 in the morning, he'd be out there with this loom machine, hand making. You can buy it, they make them on factory lines, assembly lines now, you know?
Yeah.
Not even tatami, they're made of plastic.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not even real, like, you know.
The real deal.
Bamboo fibers or whatever the hell they make them out of. And I'd see that old man out there and I was like, man, he's got to be one of the last guys doing this.
He probably was. And that mat probably lasts forever.
Lasts forever, man. Yeah.
Versus a $10 mat you're buying you're spending $50 with him, but it's $10 someplace else.
Yeah.
But the quality and craftsmanship that goes into it.
And that's the one cool thing about being a collector of things here in Japan is you get high quality. You know?
Yes.
Whether it be like a Mazinger Z figure, or if it's like a, you know, like a nice art book, or if it's like, you know, even a CD and a digipack.
Yes,
you know,
it's done well.
It's done well. Layout's nice.
Yeah,
it's got a little obi wrap on it.
Exactly, not just the jewel case and sent on its way. There's an obi strip on it. There's like it's presented well.
Yeah, presented well, and those obi, man.
Here's a
obis
are great.
So I love an obi. I always say this to people. I love how an obi looks.
Right.
So hard to take care of. Like
it really is.
Laser discs, books.
You know the wild thing? Sometimes the obis are worth more than the item itself because there's a secondary market for obis only.
Yeah.
So, and there's records I passed up on
because it doesn't
have the obi. Definitely, Death Wish, Charles Bronson movie.
Oh, yeah.
That Herbie Hancock did. There's an American pressing and then there's a Japanese pressing.
With the obi.
With the obi, and it's a different cover.
And the for those who don't know, with records and laserdiscs, the obi's vertical down the side, which just looks cool.
It looks
just
cool.
Really cool, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, obi's, the secondary market, you'll spend $300 on the obi. The record might be worth $50.
I've sold books to people before and then posted those books again, 6 months later with the obi, and my friends being like, man, I might have to buy those just for the obi.
Yes, it's the obi. The obi makes it special.
Yeah.
It makes it special.
There's what I know, the one record I have is the soundtrack to Domu, the manga by Katsuhiro Otomo, which was never made into a movie. It was never made into a movie or an anime, but he had initially, when he wrote it, he storyboarded it so it'd be made into an anime or into a movie. Ooh. He had a soundtrack made for it. It's a symphonic soundtrack, but there's an obi on it, but they did this thing where there's a little cutout coupon on the obi that you could send in to get a free gift.
Right.
So how many obis are out there?
It's the same with comics when people cut out the Marvel value stamp.
Oh yeah.
Out of it. Now it's like you didn't ruin the book, but you ruined the value of the book because the stamp is missing. Yeah. So that with the obi, it's like you cut out the coupon.
Yeah. I don't know if because my knowledge of American stuff is so shit these days, but I know in Japan there was some publishers, like I want to say Kodansha would do it, where if you cut the corner of the back page of the book, there would be like a little point on there.
The point, yes. That's like the Marvel value.
The Marvel value. Okay, I got you.
So you're cutting that out, and now it's like, okay, that $1,000 book is now a $300 book.
Yeah. Which we don't like. We don't like that.
It's this much. That's what's missing. A little piece, and this doesn't harm anything, but it's that stamp.
Man, there's so much
obis.
detail. The obis
is it.
Oh, dude. So we're going to go out to the Shirow Masamune Exhibition. We're not going to flip through all these books, my friends, but I just want to show a few things that I have around here and just chat about them a bit. Of course, Appleseed is one of the classics.
Yes.
This is the Appleseed condensed version, chapters 1 and 2, or books 1 and 2 out of 4. There was 4 books. But they put these into the oversized, which is kind of cool because you get all of the art in all of its oversized glory, and you get some color splash pages that you would never get.
It's beautiful.
In the tankobon. And then these are did you pick these up at the exhibition?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man. So these are from the exhibition that was held last summer here in Japan, in Setagaya, at the museum down there. This is the exhibition catalog. This is artworks in the shell that came out just before as promotion for the exhibition. And then this is a weird one. This Mess Mash Ambitions is a bunch of popular magazine editors got together and put in articles and visuals that they thought represented Ghosts in the Shell.
Oh, wow.
But it's not Ghosts in the Shell.
Ghosts in the Shell.
It's not Ghosts in the Shell. It's just like, this is the vibe I got from Ghosts in the Shell.
Yes, okay.
And then they wrote articles about like their experience with Ghosts in the Shell and Shirow Masamune. Some of it's really digital and abstract.
That's kind of a unique idea.
Yeah, I like it. I wish it wasn't as text heavy as it is for my customers, but then there's like a lot of, if you read Japanese, there's a lot of explanations on how they put together each scene.
Right.
And stuff like that, which is always pretty cool. And then just like Shibuya Scramble or,
But someone's vision of that was that.
Yeah, exactly. It was this.
Like the chaos of the movie is the chaos of the scramble.
Yeah, of the scramble. Exactly. And just kind of that futurism that we weren't quite too sure about back then.
That we are now.
Yeah. Did you see Ghost in the Shell first?
I saw
the anime first. Was your first experience with it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me too.
A shop in Philly called Japanimation, because everything was called Japanimation before it was called anime.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was Japanimation, and it was an old black guy who was in the military, who was stationed in Japan.
He must have been like Yokosuka or something like that.
Yes. So when he got back to Philly, he opened up a store, and he would do buying trips every year. And this is like late 80s. He was doing buying trips in Japan. And he would bring back VHS of everything. He would bring back toys. And that's where I got hip to a lot of things, through him just dubbing copies of the original and selling them for $15.
Nice. And so for you young whippersnappers out there, back in the day, bootlegs were everything.
It was everything.
Bootlegs were everything. So like when I was in high school, my Japanese friends that we all knew each other from skateboarding, their parents would send them bootlegs, or they just record stuff on TV, put it on that long play, record like 8 hours of just Japanese TV, and send like 20 tapes a month. Just like bootlegs were everything. You couldn't get any of this stuff at your local Blockbuster or whatever.
It didn't exist.
Yeah,
it was all conventions, like the small conventions, and just circle of friends.
Yeah,
somebody got one thing from something that aired in Hawaii. Yeah. Because it's a Japanese population.
Yeah. And then it just make the rounds.
Yeah. It was like mixtapes.
Yeah,
mixtapes in the 70s.
Mixtapes or Faces of Death.
Yes, it makes the rounds. So this guy was doing buying trips late 80s, early 90s. So I was getting hip to the Go-Go 13s, the Ghost in the Shells, all these things, and that was early on. So everyone just like lost their mind. And that was a time where you had to be in the know.
You had to be in the circle.
It wasn't popular culture.
No.
You were the oddball.
Yeah.
You were the oddball. So
it's like if you were into like underground comics when you were a kid, like American underground comics, like the Robert Crumbs and like whatever, the Zap comics, stuff like that. It was probably because one, you're like a punk rock weirdo or like some sort of like comic book nerd or something like that. But normal people didn't even know what this stuff was.
Normal people did not know.
Yeah, and the Japanese stuff as well.
Yes, and so that's what made it special, and that's what you were into. But as a kid who grew up in the 70s, my connection to anime was already Star Blazers, Battleship Yamato. Gotcha Man, Battle of the Planets.
So Star Blazers was played at 6:30 in the morning weekdays in Seattle.
Yes.
So I would wake up at 15 so that I could watch that before I ate my Cheerios and went to school. Yeah. And you had to be dedicated.
You had to be dedicated. And that's when it wasn't really airing everywhere. No. We had in Philly UHF channel 17, and it was a show called the Wee Willie Weber Show. It was just Willie Weber. Yeah, his name was Bill Weber. But the show was called the Wee Willie Weber Show. And it aired, this was 67. Okay. He was the first guy to air 8 Man.
Oh, nice.
The first guy to air Kimba the White Lion.
Oh, nice.
And Ultraman were all on his show in 67. And it was black and white.
Black and white, man. Those are some
the Wee
classics.
Willie Weber Show was the introduction, and that was happening in Philly before it was happening in New York, before it was happening in all these places.
See, most of those we did not get in Seattle, but because Seattle does have a solid Japanese population, then we got a few things, the Star Blazers and the Speed Racers and, some of those classics and stuff. I want to say that we got some Ultraman, but we never got like Kamen Rider. We never got Spectre Man. I think Spectre Man was
Chicago. Surprisingly, it aired in Chicago. It
really?
didn't air in Philly. I still did it on channel 56. I see an advertisement for it every once in a while with the advertisement for magazines or TV Guide.
All right, Skeme, getting back to some Shirow Masamune. So this is the exhibition catalog, which you picked up as well. And then the artworks in the shell. And so we're not going to flip through all of these, but talking about digital art.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, man. This is what I'm
talking about. The colors are vibrant. They're bold. It's just like, it looks amazing.
It's not like, so Buichi Terasawa, Cobra, he did like Cobra and Black Knight Bat and stuff like that. When he got into digital stuff, it was slightly too early. It was like mid-90s, so it had that kind of gross Windows 95 look to it,
Right.
Which is kind of, it's off-putting. It feels like Uncanny Valley stuff.
Yes.
Whereas this doesn't.
No, and it's sharp, and it just looks good.
And this is what we're going to go see today, is this kind of like more actually when we get towards the back here, so there's some, of course, the Fuchikomas and the Ghost in the Shell stuff, but when you get here towards the back, you get into the Blade series or more of the W Tales and Greaseberries type stuff.
Yes.
Which, again, like if you're going for sexy.
Right. That's it.
Can't go wrong, man.
Digital's fine.
Yeah, man. Digital is fine. And the man can draw.
And that's the thing. Like, his talents speak for themselves. He can draw.
And the other thing is I think that when you're dealing with, like, I kind of mentioned it before, when you're dealing with, like, cyberpunk themes or futuristic themes, then it's almost fitting sometimes to give it a little bit of that, like, kind of glossy feel to it.
Right.
That's a little bit...
It actually works.
It actually works, right?
Yeah.
Unless if you want to go for that more film noir, like, Blade Runner look.
Right.
Then you need practical.
Yes.
Just hands-on.
Yep.
Right?
Pen to paper.
Yeah, pen to paper. And this is a lot of the architecture stuff. Oh, or the Wet Wild West.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, Wet Wild West stuff. Wild Wet West. Sorry. Wild Wet West. The West was wet. These are all in the Pieces series, those little hardcovers, which I usually have up there at japanbookhunter.com, my friends. But instead of looking at this book Skeme, why don't we head on over to Ginza, to the art exhibition, and check it out firsthand.
Yeah, firsthand. How we do it.
All right, people. Check out Skeme wherever he's DJing, the Nostalgic King. Go over to his website, cop some of those mixtapes, cop some of his gear. Man, this shit is fun. I can't wait to go out to another live event of yours next time you were in town, because I missed you this last few shows that you've done.
Good.
It's okay, man. Life is busy here at Japan Book Hunter.
And that's a good thing.
That's a good thing, my friends. But let's go check out some Masamune art.
Let's do it.
That was the Shirow Masamune Exhibition for W-Tails and Greaseberries, digital boobies everywhere. It was pretty cool, but the only problem I had was the signed prints were
digitally signed.
Digitally signed, not hand signed, not numbered, just digitally signed. And they went for what, 66,000 yen, so 450?
Right. So that's a deal breaker. The signature?
Gotta have the signature, my friend.
Right.
But other than that, hauled a bunch of books from the gallery. Good times, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And we got it.